Well, first at 4, we are 2 days away from America's 250th birthday, and many of you expect to celebrate right here in the Coastal Empire. On top of the many celebrations and parades going on, Savannah police want to make sure that everyone remains safe. Now, if you're planning on drinking alcoholic beverages this weekend, Sergeant Flynn says make sure you have a designated driver or use rideshare apps. That goes for boating activities as well. And remember, celebratory gunfire is illegal, and if you're popping fireworks, make sure you're doing it in areas where they're allowed and following all the noise ordinances.
I want to make sure that everybody gets to and from all celebrations, family celebrations, safely and alive. That's our biggest tip that we have this year.
Well, as far as parking downtown, many streets are actually going to be blocked off starting on Friday, ending on Sunday. We do have a full list of the road closures as well as rideshare pickup and drop-off locations right on our website. And thousands of you are going to make your way to the beach this weekend as well. And along with all those tourists on Hilton Head Island, there are going to be lifeguards on duty to watch and protect you.
I mean, it's been busy out here, so it's not because there aren't people. It's just maybe people are paying more attention to what's going on.
Just because it has been busy for lifeguards doesn't mean Shore Beach Services won't be on alert this weekend. 65 staff members in chairs or on four-wheelers or trucks, keeping a close eye on the sand, the water, and the people.
We get to the afternoon and we're looking for 10 kids at once, almost to the point you can't keep track of which one is found and which one's still lost. But so just remind your kids, if they get lost, don't look for a long time for mom and dad. Find one of the high chair lifeguards in the high chair, and then our rental attendants are also certified lifeguards. They're under the blue and gray umbrellas. There's a Shore Beach Service flag behind them. Just go find one of them. We'll get on the radio and tell everybody that you're lost, and we'll get you back with your parents, right?
The other thing to watch out for, the heat, especially for folks who aren't used to the southern summer sun.
You get a lot of people that come down here on vacation. They're used to an exercise regimen. It gets a little bit later in the day because they're on vacation, and it's already 90 degrees and humid. So, limit the exercise while you're here. Make sure it's early in the morning, and then hydrate like crazy, whether it's water or anything with electrolytes. A lot of people, they forget to drink water, they forget to eat. Eating also helps with avoiding the heat exhaustion. So yeah, we're always looking out for that. And just, if you're feeling that way and you need help, come find us.
Now, Wagner also reminds you to watch out for rip currents. Never swim against that current. It's only going to make you tired. Then let it take you. Instead, swim sideways to try and escape it. And always remember, no alcohol allowed on Coligny Beach. You can get fined. That's up to $1,000. And with millions of Americans set to travel this holiday weekend and many more celebrating at home, AAA making it easy for you to get home safe and prevent drunk driving. AAA's Tow to Go program back this holiday weekend. The service runs from 6 o'clock tomorrow, July 3rd, all the way through 6 a.m. on Monday, July 6th. Now you're offering a free ride to impaired drivers in their cars to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. This program should be used as a last resort if you have no other way of getting home safely. Drivers, though, can't request this ride in advance. If you do need a ride, though, all you have to do is call 855-286-9246. The service is free and available to anyone that needs it, not just AAA members. And for more information about Independence Day events happening across our area, just head to WSAV.com/America250. Our crime and safety report now today actually marks 1 year since gunfire erupted inside Oglethorpe Mall, shaking the Savannah community. 6 people now facing charges as their cases expected to head to trial later this year. 6 defendants facing dozens of charges, including felony murder, aggravated assault, firearm offenses, and gang-related counts. Court records show their joint trial set to begin on September 21st. All 6 have pled not guilty. During the chaos last year, investigators say Tina Smith died after suffering a cardiac event. Her death later ruled a homicide. Mayor Van Johnson says this anniversary a reminder that reducing gun violence takes both strong enforcement and early investment in young people.
And a citizen to lose her life. It's a reminder to us of a couple of things. One, that young people need to be engaged early. Secondly, that illegal guns are still a bad thing, and we have to figure out ways of how not to make that happen, ensuring that young people have other opportunities.
Now, one of the 6 defendants has already been sentenced in federal court after pleading guilty to illegally possessing a machine gun recovered after the shooting. Now, the remaining state case scheduled to go before a Chatham County jury, as we said, this September. It is expected to be one of the largest criminal trials that Chatham County has ever seen. Mall employees and patrons who talked to WSAV say they noticed more security patrols than they did last summer. And employees told us they regularly see security making laps around the property. That's something they didn't see as often before that shooting. Of course, you can keep up with the latest developments in that mall shooting as the trial date approaches. Just visit WSAV.com/mall shooting. New developments in that deadly shooting from Tuesday night. We've now learned the woman killed was a soldier assigned to the 3rd Infantry Division. Happened at the Fords Point Apartments and Townhomes off Ogeechee Road. Chatham County Police say officers responding to a domestic incident found that woman dead from a gunshot wound. Police have arrested 23-year-old Taj Hemphill, who's charged with murder. According to a Facebook post by the 3rd ID back in 2023, Hemphill was also stationed at Fort Stewart somewhere in there. Of course, we'll keep you updated on air and online with any new information. And one person is dead after a crash involving several cars in Ridgeland. The details are scarce right now, but the South Carolina Highway Patrol says the 5-car crash happened last night near Bolin Hall Road in Ridgeland. A 2007 Nissan going east on Highway 462. It actually hit 3 other vehicles who were going west. Passenger of the Nissan died. No word yet, though, on what caused this crash or the condition of the other people impacted. Of course, we'll keep you updated on air and online as soon as we learn more. Our community report now. We're celebrating America's 250th birthday this weekend. City of Savannah also celebrating some history of its own. The Fahm Street Post Office being recognized for serving the Savannah community since the earliest days of our nation. It's one of 62 post offices that have remained open since 1775. It continues to be a trusted service for customers each and every day. During the event today, a new stamp commemorating America's birthday was also unveiled. Tiffany Rowland with USPS says standing in this building is in such a historic city is definitively a great honor.
So it's very cool that Savannah is one of the 62 post offices that were originally in America, like the major form of communication for the U.S. We've always been here for you. Rain, sleet, snow, we've been here from the beginning to now. So definitely, it feels like it brings us all together as a community to let our customers know we're always going to be here to deliver for you.
Now you can visit the postal store online or your local post office to purchase those new stamps and collectibles. And the wait is over. Revolutionary War cannons recovered from the Savannah River now on display. And the unveiling took place just a short time ago over at the Savannah History Museum. Our own Ben Singer was there for that. He joins us now live with how this years-long project actually came to be. Ben?
It is amazing to see the finish line of this project. It's been years and years in the making. And of course, the cannon are right behind me here. These are 4 of the 17 that are now on display, pulled from the Savannah River several years ago now. They are from the Revolutionary War here, one of the battles that was fought right here in Savannah. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has been one of the agencies that has been instrumental in this process because, of course, they were doing the harbor deepening and the dredging when the cannon discovery was made. This is Andrea Farmer. She's with the Corps. I just got to get your impression about what you are to actually see these on their pedestals and the exhibit is done and this years-long labor of love is over. What are you thinking about right now?
It's just the perfect culmination of 5 years of very, very hard work from a lot of partners. So it's wonderful that we can bring this history back to Savannah, and there's no better time than July 4th weekend.
So if we could give our viewers just a quick, brief history of how this came about. So these were discovered off of Old Fort Jackson, but obviously the fort wasn't there because these are older than the fort itself. So this was happening during the dredging, and then what did you all do when you discovered it?
Yeah, so a lot of people know about the Savannah Harbor Expansion Project and see all of these massive container ships coming in, but they don't sometimes know everything that goes on in the background. And so one of the things that the Corps of Engineers does is make sure that we preserve history throughout all of our actions. And so in February 2021, we brought up a few cannon, brought up some more later on, and then had to find a home for them. And luckily, Coastal Heritage Society came forward and said, we're going to help you preserve these and make sure that the people of Savannah and any visitors are able to see them. So now the exhibit's open, and we hope people come out to see it.
Were you all expecting to find 17? There were actually 19, a couple that weren't worth preserving.
Right, no, we had no idea. I mean, the river has been dredged so much has been taken out. Cannon would have been a very hot commodity at that time. So it's really remarkable that all of these went down and no one over 200 years have not retrieved them from the river. And not only that, just the condition that they were preserved in. I mean, we brought up wood, rope, paper. You know, a lot of times you'll find paper is unreal to find in a underwater context for over 200 years. So we had experts in paper conservation working with these, and they look almost exactly like they would have been.
Yeah, we need to point that out because people are going to come and see this on display here and I think it's a recreation. It's not. So Texas A&M, tell us about how you all partnered with them and what exactly, the Cannon were doing in Texas all these years.
Yeah, so we have a long relationship with Chronicle Heritage, and so Chronicle got a competitive contract bid from the Corps of Engineers to do the work, and they selected Texas A&M to do the work. So as they wrapped up the conservation of the CSS Georgia, which is also from Savannah, as those left, these Cannon and other artifacts rolled right into Texas, and they've done a great job over the past 3 years conserving them.
Well, congrats on everything. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Andrea Farmer with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.